Today we will classify triangles. This is the warm-up. If I classify the following pairs of angles as acute, right, or obtuse. This one is smaller than 90, so it is acute. This is 90, so it is right. This is bigger than 90, so this is obtuse. Easy stuff. I can classify triangles by two ways: their angles and their sides. I classify this triangle by the angles. I know all the angles look equal, so I know it is equiangular. All the angles are congruent for an equiangular triangle. If I look at the angles, I know that all of these are smaller than 90, so I have an acute triangle. That's when all the angles are less than 90. This is a right angle, so it is a right triangle. One right angle. This is an angle that is bigger than 90, so I know that bigger than 90 means obtuse. This is an obtuse triangle. See if you can classify the following triangles. This one has a right angle, so it is a right triangle. I see more than one type. I have a right angle here and a right angle here, so I have two right triangles. But also, if you look right here, I have an obtuse angle, so this big huge one is an obtuse triangle. Over here I have this triangle. We don't know for sure that it, well, actually there's a box. This square means that it's 90 degrees, so I have a right triangle. This one is bigger than 90, so I know it is obtuse. This is actually what engineers use to design planes. This one looks like a stealth plane from the army. This is when I classify by sides. I know all the sides are the same. Therefore, it is equilateral when all the sides are congruent. Here I have two sides the same, so I know it's isosceles. At least two sides are congruent. This one I have no sides congruent, so it is scalene. That's when none of the sides are congruent. Let's look at the triangles just by the sides. So none of the, well, actually this side is probably congruent to this side, so that's most likely in a isosceles. Whoa, that's a lot of triangles. I have this triangle. It's a right triangle, but if I'm going by the sides, none of the sides are the same, so this is scalene. Here I have a triangle and all the sides are the same, so this is equilateral. I don't know if you know this, but this is the logo for the Oilers, which are now the Texans. Know your history. The sum of the angle measures of a triangle is 360, 180, or 90. I know it's not 360. It sure is 180, and I know it's not 90. Given any triangle, the sum of the angles will always be 180. I know that all the angles of a triangle add up to 180 degrees. When I solve for x, I know that all the angles of a triangle add up to 180 degrees, so I know that 40 plus 60 plus whatever that x is, it's going to add up to 180. So I do some algebra. 40 plus 60 is 100. Plus whatever that is equals 180. So now I subtract 100 from both sides. That goes away. then I know x is equal to 80. So now that we know x is 80, what kind of triangle can I classify this as by the angle? If I classify this triangle by the angles, I know that this is an acute triangle. That's what I was trying to get at. I have 110, 30, and something. 110 plus 30 plus x gives me 180. 110 plus 30 is 140. Plus x gives me 180. I subtract 140 from both sides. This becomes 40, and I know x is 40. If x is 40, how do I classify this triangle based on the angle? I hope you said obtuse. Here's an algebra one. If I know that x plus 3x plus 2x, all of that should give me 180. I just combine my like terms, which is 6x. I know that 6x equals 180. Now I divide both sides by 6. And I know x is 3. So I look at this right triangle. I know I have a right angle and 30 degrees. I know all of them add up to 180, so I do x plus 30 plus 90 gives me 180. I know 30 plus 90 is 120. I know I subtract 120 from both sides. That goes away. X becomes 60. This is another algebra problem where I know they all add up to 180. So 3x minus 2 plus 38 plus 90 gives me 180. This becomes 128. 3x minus 2. Negative 2 plus 128 becomes 126 equals 180. 3x. Then I subtract 126 from both sides. That goes away. 3x becomes, let's see, 54. Then I know I divide both sides by 3. So x becomes 1. What is it? 54 divided by 3, 1, 24, 8. There we go. That took too long. X equals 28, 18, sorry. No idea what this means. Oh, if I add, I don't know, that's the classwork. This is a reminder of the notes, and that's all.